It is my great pleasure to be invited this opportunity, and I would like to pay respect to most venerable Orlando Ananda Mahatera and board members of Servants of Buddha and honorable participants. Thank you for offering this great opportunity. So then I would like to uh, show the slides. Mm, yes, yes. The 37 factors of enlightenment in Zen Buddhism. Uh, Satta, Satta Trinishat Bodhipakya Dharma, Saptaturinshat Bodhipakshika Dharma. Actually, so firstly, we would like to overview the Bodhipakya Dhamma in Pali Nikaya. I think everybody knows very well. I think much better than me. But just in case, we would like to just overlook the outline. So the outline of the 37 factors of enlightenment in Pali Nikaya, there are actually the seven categories. Chattaro Satipatthana, Chattaro Sammapadhana, Chattaro Ittipada, Panchindriya, Panchabala, Sattapojjanga Bhala, and lastly, Aryattandika Magga. Actually, these 37 factors of enlightenment is quite not easy to understand because some of them are overlapped. And then in Theravada Buddhism is quite mechanical. Mechanical doctrine has been preserved. And the basis of the old Buddhist traditions. So, first of all, I want to make sure the overview. Aparampara pante, etadantariam yatha bhagavad dhamman deseti, presu dhammesu, harne ksara dhammasayattan, chattaro satipattana, chattaro sammapadana, chattaro ittipada, pancindriya, panchabarani, sattapojjanga, aryatthanniku makko, idabante tikku, asavan, kaya අනාසවන් චේතෝ විමුක්තිං පඤ්ඤා විමුක්තිං දික්කේවා ධම්මේ සයං අවිඤ්ඤා සච්චිකත්වා උපසම්පජ්ජ අභිහායි ඒතදානුත්තරියම් පන්තේ එක්සරේස් ධම්මේස් භගවා අසේසම් විජානාති තම් භගවතෝ අසේසම් අසේසමත් පිචරතෝ උත්තරි අවිඤ්ඤයම් නක්ති යදා විජ්ජං අඤ්ඤෝ සමනෝවා ආබ්‍රහ්මනෝවා ආභගවතා ආපියෝ පියෝ පිඤ්ඤතරෝ අස්ස යදිදං සරේස් ධම්මේසු දීනිකාය සම්පාසක ඥානසිත nominates the categories. Actually, so Buddha himself categorized these seven parts. So one by one, quick recap. Chattaro Satipatthana is consists of four parts. So Kaya Anupassana Satipatthana, Vedana Anupassana Satipatthana, Chitta Anupassana Satipatthana, Dhamma Anupassana Satipatthana. So it's the common formula among the Pali Tipitaka, Chattaro Patana, it has so big Kaya Nupassidi, Atati Sampachano Satima, Vinayanoke, Apicha, Humanasan, Vedanes, Vedananupassi, de Chitte Chittanupassi, Dhammes Dhammanupassi, Narati, Atati Sampajano, Satima, Avinayaroke, Chato Manasan. So actually, this is from the Digan Kaya 33, but not only this sutta, we are quite familiar to these four steps. So actually, Ekaya no Dhammo, Sattha no Vishuddhya. So that's why actually, only this satipatthana, four satipatthana steps, we can attain that supreme bliss of Nibbana. So that is the basic framework of the Theravada Buddhist meditation. But Buddhist teaching is actually more than that. Uh, the Chattaro Samapadhana. Samapadhana is how we progress our effort. Samarapadhana. Samarapadhana is a refrain of our desire. And the Pahana, uh, Bhavana Padana, so development. Anurakkhana Padana. So, Chattaro me Bhikkave, Sammapadana, Padame Chattaro. So, the listing up should be, listing up should be is shown here. Bhikkhu Anupananam, Papakanam, Aksaranam, Dhammanam, Anupadaya Chandan Chaneti. Vayamati Viryang Arabati Chitan Pakanghati Pakanghati Padahati Rupananam Papakanam Aksaranam Dhammanam Hanaye Chandan Jane Ni Eganeti Vayamati Viryang Arabati Chitam Pakamhati Padahati Anupananam Saranam Dhammanam Upadaya Chandan Jane Vayamati Viryang Arabati Chittam Pakanghati Padahati Uppannanang Ksaranan Dhammanan Titiya Asammosaya Vivo Bhavaya Vepullaya Bhavanaya Paripuryaya Chandanjaneti Vayamati Viryang Arabati Chittam Pakanghati Imeko Vikami Chattaro Sammapadhana. So refraining from our the desire and progressing our good deeds and development. So this is the samapadan. So actually, these are overlapped. The birya or the the Samavaya. Chattaro ittipada. Chattaro ittipada. Chanda ittipada. Chittitipado. Viriyattipado. Vimansittipado. Chattaro ittipada. So listing up from this. Actually, in sutta, I couldn't find these listing up, but these are shown in Atthakatha. So I picked up from the Sanyutta Nikaya Chanditipado, Viri-Tipado, Chittitipado, Vimansittipado, Tattakamo Chanditipado, Yasmin Samaye Lokutran Jhanam Bhave. So this itti seems to be connected with jhana bhavana niyaka apachayagami dittigatana bhanaya patama rumiya patya viccheya kameti so and so. Panchendriya, Sattindriya, Pilindriya, Satindriya, Samadindriya, Panindriya. This is also can be found in the Sutta Pitaka. Actually, the Majjhima Nikaya 70, I quoted I quote Katamo Chadikkave, Pukkaro Dhammanusari, Ida Bikkave, Ekaccho Pukkaro Yete Santa Rinokka, Rimokka, Atikammarope Arpa Tena Kayena Pusitva Vikkati, Panyaya Chassa Isva and Ache Asava アーサバ、パリキンナホティ、タタガタパベリダ、チャサタマ、パニャヤ、マタソニチャナン、カムティ、アピチャサ、メタマホティ、スニアピダン、リスティングアップ、スタート。Here. Panchabara. Panchabara. Actually, I personally, still, I couldn't catch a clear difference between the Panch Indriya and Panchabara. I have to, I myself have to elaborate this difference, Sati Indriya, because Satta, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya, these 5 points should be assigned these to Indriya and Bala. So Indriya actually, so what we say, as far as I know, the Panchindriya, Indriya means faculty or ability. And so after that, as far as I can assure, from the base of ability, the bala, power, would be acquired. Sattha, virya, sati, samadhi, panya. Katamoja Bhikkhave Pukkaro Satthanusari. The same sutta in Majjhima Nikaya 70, Kita Girisuttam, the same listing up, where it's shown there. The Satta Bojjhanga, サティサンブッチャンが、ダンマビチャヤ、ダンマビチャが、ビールヤサンブッチャンが、ピーサンブッチャンが、パッサティサンブッチャンが、サマーディサンブッチャンが、ウペカーサンブッチャンが、these, サッタサンブッチャンが is shown in the Majjhima Nikaya number 2, サッバーサバスタ。片目じゃびっかべ、アーサバーバーバナ、ハータッパー、イタビッカウェイビック、パティサンカーヨーニソー、パティサンボッジャンガン、ハーベーティ、ビベーカニスタン、ビラーガニスタン、ビローダニスタン、ゴーサッカパリナービン、パティサンカーヨーニソー、ダンマービチャヨーサンボッジャンガン、バーベーティ、so on so. So in Paritta, in Sri Lanka, the Bojjhanga Paritta by the Mahakasapa Bojjhanga, so and so, are quite popular in Sri Lanka, in Sri Lankan people's belief as well. Arya Artangika Magga. This is also very familiar to us. Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi, Katamata Sa Bhikkave Majjhima Patipata Tathagatena Abhisambuddha Chakkarani, Jnanakarani, Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nippanaya, Samvartati. Ayameva Rio Attangipo Makko Sriyatina, Samma Ditti Samma Sankappo, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanto, Samma Ajivo, Samma Vayamo, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi, Ayanko Savikave, Majjhima Patipata Tathagatena, Abhisambuddha, Chakkarani, Jnanakarani, Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nippanaya, Samvatti. This is from Samyutta Nikaya 5.12. Actually, this is Dhammacakkappavattana. So this is quite. So the sutta shows this Arya Attangika Magga. Actually, so this is a Magga. In this sutta, Arya Attangika Magga is equal to the Majjhima Patipada. The freeing from the Attakirama Yoga and the Kamaskari Yoga. And also this is the final step of the Four Noble Truths. So then this is the Bodhipakya Dhamma in Visuddhimagga. Actually, so this is quite tough to understand. Actually, personally, for me, this is the quite difficult point to grasp the entire point of Bodhipakkya Dhamma because some points are overlapped. For example, Samapadana, Samapadana, or Samapadana is virya. Virya should be divided four. This is just I'm just talking with there's some examples. The four satipatthana is including in mindfulness part. I will mention one by one. Sattva, virya, sati, samadhi, panya. These five qualities. This vertical, horizontal direction. Chattaro tattva. Chattaro sammapadana. panca ittipade, pancindriya, pancapara, sattavonjaga, arya attangika magga. So, frankly speaking, the important point is scattered, but at the same time, the Buddha Mahatera, I'm not sure this is constructed personally, but he must be he should have followed strictly the traditional Dhamma understanding. That's why the traditional Theravada teaching is quite mechanically minute, somehow. The in Sutta Pitaka, in Sutta Pitaka, Buddha delivered sermon in quite a various way, and the Buddha named the important steps, important factors of enlightenment in various way. Sometimes for mindfulness, sometimes for samapadana, sometimes for itipada, sometimes pancha indriya, and so on. So then in the era of Buddhaghosa Mahatera, he organized. He showed the organized way, and present day, maybe I strongly believe that our modern masters of Vipassana meditation is also follow under this mechanical organized understanding of Bodhipakkya Dhamma written in Visuddhimagga. Then the time went to the Mahayana, the sectarian Buddhist school era, and the Mahayana era. There are 37 factors of enlightenment in Sanskrit text. In Sanskrit, as we all know, according to the Mahavansa, or for example, Katavatu in Abhidhamma-pitaka, the third council under the patronage of King Ashoka, the Vibhajjavada. Vibhajjavada is another name of Theravada. Accepted the honor of the authentic Buddhism, actually. So then, so the Theravada tradition, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand, followed these authentic lineage from the third council under the patronage of King Asoka. The Venerable Mahinda, Arhat Mahinda, is one of the delegation from India. But in Northern tradition, we have another story. We have another parampara, actually. So in the first century, so the document says around maybe around 73 AD, the fourth Buddhist council around Kashmir. The Kashmir Buddhist Council adopted the Sanskrit as an official Dharma language. The reason is unclear because according to the Vinaya, Buddha didn't like to use Sanskrit to deliver Dhamma sermon, which is called Sakaya Nirtya. Sakaya Nirtya means the Dhamma sermon should be delivered in vernacular language. So that's why this is actually people say it's a problematic decision in Northern Buddhism. So, and at the same time, the Northern Buddhism is still covered with unknown fact. So still the origin of Mahayana is still unknown, still uncovered. So then just now we would like to make sure the Sanskrit terminology one by one. So yeah, Sattinsa Bodhipakyaga, Sattrinshat Bodhipaksha Dharmaha. Yeah, in some, yeah, actually, so maybe we all know that the Mahayana sutras, Mahayana scriptures have been scattered here and there around the Indian regions, and still there is no unified consensus what the origin of Mahayana or Sanskrit Buddhism, Buddhist schools were. So that's why the terminology also shows some corruption or some tendency, the difference of tendency. So the Sapta Trinshat Bodhi Paksha Dharma, some scripture said Bodhi Pakshika Dharma, Sinhalese say, Sinhalese Bodhi Pakshika Dharma also can be found in the sutras in Sanskrit. So Chattaro Patana, Chatuari, Smurut then Chattaro Sammapadana, Chatuari, Samyak Purahanani, Chattaro Ittipada, Chatuarha Ruttipada. Next, Pancha Indriya, Panchendriyani, Panchabarani, Sattapujjanga, Sapta Bodhyanga, Arya Tangika Aryashtanga Marga. So another name of another name of Bodhipakshika Dharma in Sanskrit sutras, Sanskrit discourse, Sanskrit documents are here. Smurtipastana Samyak Prahanar Punahanar पुनः नरुपदानेन्द्रिय नेन्द्रिय पर बोधि बोध्यंग मार्ग. Actually, this is quite familiar in the linguistic habit in Sanskrit. So, smurti means sati. Smurtipastana. Smurtipastana means satipatthana. Smurtipatthana sthana consists of 4 parts, as we confirmed. And samyak prahana. Samyak Pradhana also for Sammapadana. And Ruttipada, Ruttipadenduriya. Induriya consists of 5. Bala also consists of 5 parts. And Bodhyanga consists of 7. Anga, Buddhyang, the Marga consists of 8. So this is quite familiar, not only Buddhist tradition, but also non-Buddhist tradition as well. For example, in Buddhist tradition, sorry, in Sanskrit habit, they don't. Sometimes they don't use numbers. Sometimes, for example, chanda. Chanda means moon. Moon signifies one, or uh, Minakshi. Minakshi represents two because Minakshi means eyes. So we have 2 eyes. So that's why maybe quite presumably we can say this follows the Sanskrit traditions. So just we confirm, we make sure the terminology of Sanskrit, kaya anupassana, kaya anushim, kaya anupassana smrutipasthanam. Yeah. So yeah, this is also the actually kaya anupassana. Anupassana is not actually this is not the authentic Sanskrit. The ancient linguistic philosopher Pali would never said this anupassana. This is yeah, nowadays the scholar says uh, Buddhist Sanskrit or hybrid Buddhist Sanskrit. Yeah, because in authentic, I hate to say authentic, but the parampara in Vedic tradition, kaya anudarsana. Yeah, it's quite interesting. The vipassana in Pali, vipassana bhavana. Sinhalese Buddhist people often say vidarsana. Uh, Vidarsana is correct grammatical usage. Yeah, pasana. Vipassana is the word pasana is found in only Buddhist context. So quite presumably, quite like most likely, the Buddhist Sanskrit tradition came from Pali Nikayas. Yeah, and so yeah, there is no clear evidence, but most likely we can presume it's quite probable. Deva anupassana, sorry, Vedana anupassana, smrutipasthanam. Citta anupassana, smrutipasthanam. Dharma anupassana, smrutipasthanam. Just we go through a quick review because this is just confirming the terminology. Chatuari samyak prahana ni samvara prahana ni prahana ni bhavana prahana ni anurakshana prahanam. Chattaro ittipada, chandittipada, chanda vrittipada. Citta Ruttipada, Virya Ruttipada, Mimamsa Ruttipada, Pancindriya, Suraddhendriyam, Viryendriyam, Smruttindriyam, Samadhidriyam, Prajnendriyam, Panchabara, Shraddhabara, Viryabara, Smrutibara, Samadhibara, Prajnabara, Saptapujjangabara, Bodhyangaha, Smrti Bodhyangaha, Dharma Vichaya Bodhyangaha, Virya Bodhyangaha, Priti Sambodhe, Priti Bodhyangaha, Prasura Prasarabdi Bodhyanga, Samadhi Sambodhyanga, Upeksha Sambodhyanga. Yeah, we will quickly review. Samadhi, Samyak Durushti, Samkarpaha, Samyak Vak, Samyak Karma, Samyak Gajivaha, Samyak Vyayamaha, Samyak Smurti, Samyak Samadhi. Artha Vinishchaya Shastram says, Tatra Vikshavaha, Katan Aryashtanka Mardaha. Hatyata, Samyak Durishtihi, Samyak Sankarpaha, Samyak Pak, Samyak Karmantaha, Samyak Kashivaha, Samyak Vayayamaha, Samyak Vyayamaha, Samyak Smurtihi, Samyak Samadhihi, Samyak Ayam Mujjate Vikshava, Aryashtan Kamargaha. So actually, so these as we all know, Arya Tangikoma is the heart, the core of Buddhist teachings. So that's why in Sanskrit sutras, list up one by one, Samyak Drishtihi, Samyak Sankalpaha, Samyak Vak, Samyak Karmantaha, and so on, so on. But however, Sattabojjangabara, sorry, Sattabojjanga Vara is this is not correct. Just Sattabojjanga, Sattabojjanga, Panchabala, Panchindriya. Actually, every factor, the explanation of this kind of listing up cannot be found in Sanskrit sutras. So this is quite interesting that maybe Bodhipakshika Dharma, the factors of Bodhipakshika Dharma must have been consensus among Sanskrit Buddhist schools, but there is no clear listing up in sutras except for Arya Tanitama. So the Nagarjuna Acharya in later, maybe Nagarjuna Acharya was maybe later than the 3rd century AD, he collected Nikaya Buddhist terminology, and so that's why. So some how can I say, some catechism or some just like a Theravada, the analytical knowledge had been compiled. Maybe later than the later than the sectarian Buddhist era. Then, so now we would like to make sure the ambiguity. Ambiguity. Yeah, I dare to say the ambiguity of the 37 factors of enlightenment because the Sanskrit Buddhist sutras, every Sanskrit sutras have their own understanding or own philosophy or the 37 factors of the enlightenment. For example, I just categorize six. Suravakayana category. Suravakayana category, for example, the Abhidhamma Kosha Bhasha. Abhidhamma Kosha, as you may know, this is a Abhidharma Pitaka, preserved by maybe Sarvastivadins. So Sarvastivadins are not Mahayana, but it came from, Mahayana came from, most likely from Sarvastivadins, but not sure. No, still enough evidence uh, can be found. And yeah, the Suravakayana. Suravakayana, the feature of Suravakayana is the highest Buddhist, highest person is an arhat, not samma sambuddha. Yeah, so the Buddhist practitioners aim at becoming arhat. So the next, charita kata category. Charita kata category we can find Bodhipakshika Dharma, yeah? For example, Lalita Vista, but no clear explanation was shown there. And other Shunyata category, Panchavinshati Sahasrika Prajnaparata. Ashta Sahasrika Prajnaparata. So, Shunyata category means understanding 30 factors of enlightenment from the viewpoint of Shunyata. So the Shunyata, yeah, actually the outline of Shunyata is, yeah, not easy to describe, but there are many fruits that uh, Buddha mentioned. The concept of shunyata or Mahayana, just like yeah, let's say Nagarjuna Acharya provocate the concept of prapancha. Prapancha means a proliferation. So proliferation of language, actually. So this kind of concept is a symbol of Mahayana, but however, as we all know, for example, in the great Mahanayaka great Reverend Hatakurunde Jnanananda Mahathera uh, described the Papancha based on the Madhupindikas. So the concept of Papancha described in Madhupindika Sutta almost overlapping the concept of Nagarjuna Acharya's Prapancha theory. Yeah, but shunyata, shunyata, yeah, we can shunyata, yeah, we know shunyata is a concept of voidness or emptiness, and so why we need to advocate the shunyata concept? Maybe there are lots of historical reasons. For example, the Nagarjuna Acharya's most famous work named Middle Way, mm, Madhyamaka Karika, Madhyamaka Shastra. Madhyamaka Shastra is, yeah, Madhyamaka Shastra in Nagarjuna Acharya says, uh, mm, please go. Mm, yeah. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah. Actually, the main work of the Nagarjuna Acharya is Madhyamaka Shastra. Madhyama means actually not just a Shunyata. As we know, Madhyama means a middle way. So the Nagarjuna Acharya tried to focus on the what the Buddha uh, try to describe. Nagarjunacharya theoretically described in by using their own uh, actually the deductive theory. So it's a Shunyata category. Yeah, excuse me. In the fourth, Mahayana principle category. So Mahayana principle category, the Madhyamaka theory is also Mahayana, but actually it's originated from the Pali Paya. Maybe yeah, not only category the Jnana, the Hangro, but also, for example, the Mr. For example, David Karpahana, he also wrote the great book, the Nagarjuna's Middle Way. Maybe mostly, I think, most likely, he wrote that book based on his great knowledge of early Buddhist texts. Then, so Mahayana principal category is here. Actually I named two Sattarma Pundalika Sutra and Samadhi Raja Sutra. So Sattarma Pundalika Sutra is yeah, actually this is Adi Mahayana Sutra. It's quite popular among the East Asian Buddhist people, including Zen. Sattarma Pundalika Sutra is quite unique. The compiler of Sattvarama Pundarika Sutra tried to synthesize or integrate all the important Buddhist doctrines scattered among the great Jambudvipa. As we know, there are lots of schools. Maybe, yeah, as long as we know, around 20 schools, 20 sectarian Buddhist schools, and other Mahayana sutra groups. For example, the Skavati groups. Skavati means a pure land. And the Sattvarama Pundalika schools, Zen schools, but still the origin of Mahayana is still unclear and unknown. But Sattvarama Pundalika Sutra, if you try to read this sutra, you can you will learn that this compiler, the compiler of the sutra, tried to synthesize all the important the factors or the traditions. This is a quite the people say, yeah, some Japanese scholar and Chinese scholar says Sattvarma Pundarika Sutra is just like Mahaparinibbana Sutta in Mahayana or Dhamma Chakkapavatana Sutta position in Mahayana. Yeah, you know, it's quite interesting. The sutta, the opening of this Satyavapundalika Sutta is just like you know, Ananusutes Dhammes. So no one has ever heard this kind of teachings. And the just like you know, Sihana, just like a lion's roar. This teaching echoed all the entire uh, Devata world as well. So this kind of maybe this motif comes from the Mahaparinibbana Sutta or the Dhammacakkappavattana. And the Samadhi Raja Sutra. Samadhi Raja Sutra is also, it's quite practical. Yeah, this is also, there are, yeah, okay. First, Bodhisattva Bhumi also there. And the Shastra, meditation category, Bodhicharya avatar, and Bhavana Krama. And the Shastra, Shiksha category. Shiksha is a learning. The training category, Mahayana Sangraha. Mahayana Sangraha is the categorization of important concepts of Mahayana. For example, in Pali, I'm not sure what kind of these books Sri Lankan monks use. For example, but it's a very famous Eka Namakin, Dwe Namakin, or like that. This kind of numerical collection. Right. Yeah, so yeah, we can find this kind of things. The Sangiti Sutta in Digha Nikaya, number 33. Yeah, this kind of tradition also can be found in Mahayana. It's a yeah. So in this kind of books, Bodhipakushka Dharma can be found. But as I mentioned, the analytical and structural description cannot be found, but can be found, but not unified. Still, even Satyarama Pundarika tried to unify all the parampara, but not the perfect one. So, for example, Bodhipakshika Dharma is together with Shat Paramita. Shat Paramita, six parameters is most popular training method of Mahayana practice. Dana Paramita, Shira Paramita, Kshanti Paramita, Kshanti, Kshanti, is samadhi prajna. Yeah, like this. So six parameter, satta for kind of mindfulness, and so such kind of listing up we can find the Bodhipakshika Dharma, but not so explanation is not so unified. The teaching itself is scattered. The Theravada Nikaya is most organized, as far as I know. Then, scriptures, Sanskrit scriptures mentioned in the Sanskrit text, Samadhi Raja Sutra, Satyarama Pundarika Sutra, Karna Pundarika Sutra, Arya Moga Pasanama Hridaya Sutra. Panchavishati, 2000, Panchavishati Sahasrika, 2500 Prajnaparta, Ashta Sahasrika, Ashta Sahasrika Prajnaparta, 8,000. Sri Karani Prajna, Paripucha, Larita Vistere, Bodhisattva Bhumi, Abhisamayarankara Rukaha. This is written by Haribhadra. Mahayana Sutra Rankara by Asanga. Asanga is one founder of Vijnanavad. Bhavana Krama by Kamarashira. Kamarashira is a great scholarly monk in Tibetan Buddhism. And Mahayana Sangha is, as I mentioned, just like Sanghi is in Digha Nikaya. Then, so the description can be found, Samadhi Rasa Sutra, for example, Yena Sahasa Saptatrishat Bodhisattva Pratirava. How can we acquire the Bodhipaksha Dharmaya? Katama Satta Trisha. What is the 37 यात्च चत्वारि स्मृतिपस्थानानि चत्वारि सम्यक् प्रहाणानि वृत्तिपादा पञ्चेन्द्रियाणि पञ्चपराणि सप्तबोध्यङ्गानि आर्याष्टाङ्गकं मार्गम् इमान् त्रिंशत् बोधिपक्षान् धर्मान् प्रतिरमते. Yeah. Then the 37 factors of enlightenment. Another Lotus Sutra. Lotus Sutra. This is Lotus Sutra consists of 20, 27 in Sanskrit. This is a 25th chapter number 25. Tadayata dana paramita dana paramita yukta ambutam. Shira paramitayam. Six parameters are shown. As I mentioned, the Lotus Sutra mentioned Bodhipakshika Dharma together with six parameters. Dana paramita, Dharma paramitayam, Shira paramitayam, Kshanti paramitayam, Virya paramitayam, Dhyana paramitayam, Prajna paramitayam, Upaya, Kausalya, paramitayam, Maitrayam, Karnayam. Also, actually, for the Maitri, Maitri Karna, Muditapeksha, also mentioned here. Maitrayam, Karnayam, Muditayam, Mupekshayam, Yavat Saptatrishatsu Bodhipaksheshu Dharmeshu. This is unlike Buddha Kosha Thero's categorization. This is quite unique organizing way. The Saptabonjanga, 37 factors include six parameters and Chaturarakkana, Metta Karuna Mudita Preksha, and so on. So it's a, how can I say, fractal structure. One includes all. All includes one. This kinds of mutual including structure can be found in this Lotus Sutra. And Bodhisattva Bhumi, Tani Gautra Sangrihitanya Swabodhi Pakshika Dharma Bijani. It's a Dharma Bijani. It's a Bija, seeds of both Pakshika Dharma. Can be mentioned. So Bija, seeds of both Pakshika Dharma is mentioned in this text. The seeds of the pure factors conductive to enlightenment. This is 37 factors, which are included in the spiritual lineage or the cause of actualization of these factors. Actualization is one of the important attitudes of Mahayana Buddhism. I will mention later as well. Tatra katamo bodhisattvasya bodhipaksha pratisango di prajna viharaha. So this is also just like Lotus Sutra. The bodhipakshika dharma includes Brahma Vihara. Brahma Vihara includes six parameters, so and so. Yoraukikan, Jnana, Vishuddhi, Sanni, Shrayatam, Samadhin, Nishrutya, Satya, Vibodhaya, Samyak, Smrutyustana, Nidan, Sapta, Trishatan, Bodhipakshan, Dharmani, Pravichaya, Vihara. Then, so so in Chinese, so yeah, another problem is so in Mahayana we face another difficulties in Chinese Tripitaka. Well, we are Zen as well. We are following the teaching of the Buddha based on Chinese Tripitaka, but in Chinese character has the some, how can I say, the translating corruption can be found. Yeah, for example, yeah, this is, for example, Chattaro Satpatthana Chatwari Smurti Pastana. Yeah, Sanskrit and Pali, these two languages are quite closely connected. Both are Indian language family, but Chinese are different. Yeah, one example is this. Shinenju, Su Nian Ju. Su Nian Name means actually this is a smurti. Smurti, yeah, this smurti means several meanings actually. Yeah, this case can be found in this case also found occurred in Pali also. For example, sati. As we experienced, the how to understand sati in modern time, uh, due to the progress of research of due to the progress and efforts by scholarly by researchers, the mean researchers and the parampara traditions, the meaning of sati is a mindfulness. This is a almost consensus, right? But as we know, sati has another meaning. It's memory. So the memory also sati, like the Ananda Thera. Ananda Thera has been respected as satiman too. The person who has great memory, satiman. So that's why the understanding of sati, yeah, sati is one example. Sati, the mindful is staying alert, right? Staying alert, which is more suitable understanding, which is more suitable interpretation. So in Mahayana tradition, Northern tradition, smurti or sati have been interpreted as memory or strong concentration. So it's quite interesting that the in Theravada tradition, samadhi, samatha, samadhi, jhana, these three words are, yeah, as far as I heard, as far as I learned, these three words, jhana, samatha, and samadhi, these three are almost synonym. Like that, like that. Likewise, the smurti, samadhi, uh, yeah, these are almost synonym. So that's why sati and concentration, sati, mindfulness and concentration cannot be found, cannot be divided in Northern tradition, or especially Chinese Tripitaka tradition. That's the people say, or in my opinion, also, it's a kind of a weak point. But at the same time, it's a innovative paradigm shift occurred in later tradition. So it's a, the point is that several interpretation cannot be avoided, couldn't have been avoided during the translation. So one example is smurti, sati. Sati is a memory or concentration or another or other interpretation were included. Yeah, and yeah, this is also panchindriya. Pancha indriya. Indriya means faculty, right? Faculty. But in this Chinese character signifies not only faculties, yeah, this means roots. Yeah, but root, we have another name in Pali, mula, right? Mula and Indriya are another concept, a different concept, right? But sometimes in Chinese Tripitaka, Pancha Indriya is understood under the understanding of Pancha, uh, uh, Panchamula, Panchamulani, or sometimes Pancha Dhato, Pancha Dhatava, Pancha Dhato also root, right? And Satta Bojjanga, yeah. This such kind of problem, the translating problem occurred. But Venerable Shen-san, who visited and stayed and learned Sanskrit Buddhism in Nalanda under the instruction of Bhadrashila, he quite precisely brought the teaching of Sanskrit Buddhism and quite accurately translated. Uh, yeah, but this kind of ambiguity also occurred so during the this history of Mahayana. So right then now we are approaching the Zen understanding of Buddhism. Kaya Nupassana, Vedana Nupassana, Chitta Nupassana, Dhamma Nupassana. Yeah, these four steps are quite familiar to us, especially the Satipatthana Sutta. Yeah, but Satipatthana Sutta, Kaya Nupassana Sutta, as we know, yeah, in Mahayana Sutra, in Mahayana or in Chinese Tripitaka, the commentator says observation of impurity in body. In Theravada, I think, as far as I know, not only impurity, but also, impurity means aspa bhavana, right? Aspa. But not only aspa, but also marana, or, yeah, not only, so disentangling of body, not only impurity. But in Mahayana's understanding or Mahayana tradition, most of the commentators says on impurity only. But it's quite simplified, easy to be understood. The Vedana is okay. Observation of suffering. Impurity, okay. So impurity, suffering, impermanence, and non-self. These four seals of Buddhism are assigned in each satipatthana. In Kayanupassana's impurity, asva. Dukkha is assigned in satipatthana, Vedana. And impermanence, anicca is assigned Chittanupassana. And anatta is assigned in Dhammanupassana. But this is a kind of, conflict occurs. Because in Satipatthana Sutta, as all of you know, these kinds of impurity, anicca, anatta, dukkha, can be observed in the last part of Dhammanupassana. So this kind of difference occurred during the history of Mahayana. This is also, but actually, this is a Chinese Samvara Padana, Pahana Padana, Bhavana Padana, Anurakkhana Padana. Quickly we check. Chittindriya Pado, Chittitti Pado, Virya Pado, Viritti Pado, Vimansitti Pado. Sattindriya, Viryendiya, Sattindriya, Samadhindriya, Pannindriya. Sattavara, Viryavara, Sattivara, Samadhivara, Panyavara. De Satti Sambojjhanga. So, Ariyattangika also, we can, at least we can say, Sanskrit and Buddhism, Chinese Buddhism, Pali Buddhism, all Buddhism, Bodhipakshika Dharma, the theory, not theory, the factors of Bodhipakshika Dharma has been shared equally in each traditions. But understanding or analysis are different, or philosophical approach are different. Sometimes the Shunyata theory, Tathagata Garbha theory, Buddha Svabhava theory is included. Then Zen Buddhism, the 37 factors of enlightenment. So quickly, I want to check the feature, silent feature of Zen Buddhism. Zen is one of the Mahayana schools preserved among East Asian countries, especially China, Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Taiwan. They are there are so many practitioners of Zen Buddhism. Then teaching, the contents of teaching is post-Shunyatavada and post-Vijnanavada. Vijnana Vada. So Vijnapti Mantrata. Vijnapti Mantrata is it's a development of the Abhidharma Sarvasvadis, the Tathagata Garbha and the Buddha Svabhava beliefs. Yeah, this is quite important standpoint. In Mahayana theory, including Zen, unlike Theravada, the standpoint of us is we all are originally the Buddha. But unfortunately, we are not awakened. This is a basic consensus. This is a basic consensus. So we have to understand the true nature of ourselves. That is a Buddha nature. So in Theravada Buddhism, everybody knows we have to observe the anicca dukkha anatta. But that so anicca dukkha, observing anicca, observing dukkha, observing anatta, these are almost standpoint. But Mahayana, Zen Buddhism also, we would say like this: we all are Buddhas. At least, even if we are not Buddhas, we are Bodhisattvas. That's why we have to be awakened. So this theory, this saying is supported by the concept of Tathagata Garbha concept. So, and non-analytical but synthetical. So Zen tradition do not put much value on language. So maybe you know the story of the flower transmission from the Buddha to Venerable Mahakashapa. Mahakashapa Tero saw the flower held by the Buddha with his smile, and the Mahakashapa Tero understood what the Buddha meant. So that is the original Zen lineage that our tradition says. So not trust on the language, but also gesture, or there are still I hate to say that there are so many suttas and sutras and Tripitakas, so many texts and uncovered and not there have been lots of sutras which are not discovered yet, which haven't been discovered yet. But the sutra is just a language, and just a printed one. Printed one is not a teaching. Teaching should be actualized. So we have to we behave ourselves. We behave ourselves just like a Buddha. Just Buddha does. Just Buddha does. We need to act. We need to speak. We need to think. So Buddha is our example. Maybe no one will refute that. This is a consensus. So we, as an example, so Buddha is an example of human beings. So we follow how to behave the Buddha because we are unawakened Buddha. So by you and then not using the theoretical text, but also using the connotational and paradoxical communication. Yeah. So another example is Shobo Genzo. Shobo Genzo is Master Dogen's work, which mentioned the Bodhipaksika Dharma, yeah, in Zen. Bodhipaksika Dharma, yeah, is actually early Buddhist concept. Not originated from Mahayana era. It's originated from it's advocated Buddha himself, actually. The Master Dogen's work, Shobogenzo, the meaning is treasury of the true Dharma I. Maybe translated in Pali like this, Sattama Chakukosha, or Sanskrit, Sattharma Chakshukosha, poetic discourse of Dharma by Sotosen Master Dogen. And yeah, so Master Dogen says, Kaya, this is a Chattaro Satipatthana, Satipatthana, Kaya. As a Zen master, Master Dogen said, Kaya, you should regard your body as a universe. Your body is just a universe. So what the Master Dogen want to say? The Master Dogen want to say, if you prefer your kaya, Vedana, Chitta, Dhamma, the universe, this world, entire universe would be will be purified. So don't distinguish that this is the kaya, this is the universe, not like that. We always face on universe, truth itself. So the kaya should be observed as the entire universe. This body is in purity, therefore we need to know the universe is also in purity. Like this, the Vedana is impurity, the Vedana is dukkha, Vedana is dukkha. Yeah, sarve dukkha. So that's why we have to remove dukkha from this universe. So this promotes our bodhicitta. Bodhicitta means adhishta to become a Buddha. One day we have to become a Buddha. That is a motto of Mahayana people, including Zen as well. Chattaro Sammapada. As far as I saw, the concept itself, explanation itself is not so different from Theravada, but the point is acquiring the Buddhahood each other. So the Mahayana in Zen also, one day we want to become a Buddha. We will be a Buddha one day. Maybe you not, but yeah, Pali Buddhist practitioner also maybe. Then the Buddha himself cultivated the welfare of the world and universe, right? So this is a Buddha's Samvara Padana. Buddha practiced Samvara Padana toward the world, toward the universe, refraining from the dukkha of the world and promote the goodness for the world, for the universe. The Bhavana Padana, developed the ska and hita, skaya hitaya, for sarvaya hitaya, sarvasya hitaya skaya, anurakana padana. So we should become a Buddha and we should progress we should eliminate the dukkha and promote the happiness each other. The synergy of happiness is signified, implied this in this. And the Chanditipada, Chandarutipada, and Chittarutipada. So Itipada is here. Longing for the Buddhahood, being diligent as Buddha does, observing all Dhamma as a shunyata. Shunyata, so it's a no entities. And understanding there is nothing to cling to. So, yeah, yeah. So this. And Satindriya, Shrattindriyam. Yeah. So yeah, this is what I mentioned that before. So Indriya is translated as a root in Chinese character. So I'm afraid that there must be some misunderstanding or uh, maybe some out of accuracy in the sense of the Chinese character. So, but it's a kind of, yes, this kind of happens. And the Satta Bara, Avirya Bara, Sati Bara. Yeah, so the listing up is also same in Zen Buddhism as well. But quickly, yeah, what's that? Okay. で、三坊ちゃんが、and Arya Talik, Maka. These points are also, almost same. The conclusion, the doctrinal structure of Theravada Buddhism is a foundation of all Buddhist traditions. Therefore, basic structure of 37 factors are held among all traditions. However, innovative paradigm shift took place through the emergence of Sri Theravada and Vijnanavada. Mahayana Buddhist doctrine has been developed with Bhagata Kalpa and Trikaya Dharma. Trikaya Dharma means, Trikaya Dharma is so there are thousands of Buddha in Mahayana sutras. So in Skavati, Amitabha is there. Amitabha Buddha, there is Skavati. The Saharoka is here. The king of the Raja of the Saharoka is a Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni, Siddhartha Gautama Kumari became a Raja of this Sahara. And we also one day have to become a Buddha and have a responsibility to promote perfect goodness. And Zen teaching has been progressed in quite a unique manner by using lots of metaphors and paradoxical logics. Yeah, paradoxical logic, for example, the Zen dialogue, for example, Nagarjunacharya will also use this kind of paradoxical metaphor. For example, the samsara is nibbana, nibbana is the samsara, or pleasure is body is a pleasure. It's this kind of a paradoxical logic quite familiarly seen in Prajna Paramita, Shunyata, Prataksha Shunyata, like this. This kind of, so we are originally enlightened, but unfortunately, we don't know this truth. So that is a basic standpoint. Therefore, we are suffered because of paradox. So don't refuse paradox because we say I use putuchana as a putuchana. We hate a paradox, but paradox is a truth as a putuchana. The paradox is a truth from the everything is perfect from the eyes of the Buddha. Okay, so that is so the digest of the Zen the history quick review of the history of the Bodhisattva Dharma until the Zen Buddhist teachings. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
you, Bhante. Thank you, Bhante. And it was finally, I think, very exhaustive at some point, but Bhante tied it up very nicely. The time is up, and I wonder whether there are any comments or questions. We'll have to finish within a few minutes. Would Venerable Olande Ananda Thero like to comment? Bhante?
Not really. I think everything has been said. Theravada, Mahayana, Dhyana, and Dhyana, and then the ambiguity of all of them. So it's a very scholarly talk and summing up of this subject. I can't really compete with that, I should say.
Thank you, Bhante. Anything else? Anoja, do you want to say anything? Contribute anything? Any questions? Unmute, Anoja, if you are saying.
Oh, very interesting, Venerable Sir, because you sort of concluded that the 37 factors of enlightenment are found in all of the different sects of Buddhism. Of course, you mentioned that the emphasis and the interpretation could vary. But I think the central difference between Theravada and Mahayana is that in the Mahayana, each one has to aspire to become a Buddha, but then you analyze that as being likening oneself to the entire universe. So thank you for that exhaustive explanation.
Thank you. I'm afraid. Yeah, I found that the questions came to me through the meeting chat, but I'm afraid some of them hadn't been answered. So if it's necessary, could you please uh, do I need to clarify this? If it is unclear, yeah. Zen Buddhism is an actualization of the truth of by following the Buddha's teachings, not depending too much on the scriptures, but also by using some active practice. So by using the teachers or gurus instruction. Guru's instruction is not so simply. They are always confusing, but try to understand, not to trust too much on scriptures. Scriptures is just a printed one. We have to revive the teaching as an actualized truth. We have to actualize truth. We have to act. We have to act as a Buddha. We have to act as a. We have to think as a Buddha. We have to speak as a Buddha. Buddha is our teacher. Example of the human beings. So the daily learning of Zen practitioners is based along with this concept. I hope I conveyed my idea to this question. I'm not afraid.
Bhante, the practical more than the theoretical. Thank you very much. I think we have to end now with Anumodana and sharing of merits with all beings. With that, I think we will end the session. Bhante, would you like to give the gathas and stanzas? We have just 2 minutes, I think.
Akasatta Chibhummata Devanaga Maindiga Bunyang Tang Anamoditta Chirang Rakantu Lokasasanang Chirang rakantu desanang, chirang rakantu mang paranti, tattavata chamhi sampadang punya sampadang, sabbe deva anumodantu, sabbe bhuta anumodantu, sabbe satta anumodantu, sabba sampatti siddhya. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatiyo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatiyo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatiyo.
Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bhante, and thank you very much, Reverend Yushi Shimada, for that exhaustive and interesting talk, and realizing the differences which you nicely summarized at the end. Thank you ever so much. May you all be well and happy. Let us end the meeting now. Thank you very, very much for that interesting talk and for
Thank
all
you,
those who
Buddha.
participated.
Thank you, Buddha Saranai.
Saranai. I will end in the talk. It was a rare opportunity for all of us. Thank you, Bhante.